Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Virgo. Okay, so Virgo, I'm doing your reading as always with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. And so, Virgo, something very, very interesting is happening in your reading because I don't know if you watched the reading for Leo that I posted yesterday, but somehow, even though I do shuffle this deck before, during, after, I shuffle in between readings so much. I don't know how this happened, but you have the two first cards exactly the same as Leo. So I wonder if there is something going on, if you go to the Leo reading and if you feel like it resonates from another perspective, but your reading is different than Leo's, okay? It's not about so much like the business side of things that I was seeing for Leo. For you, it feels like an intimate, very close relationship, right? Perhaps, family ties, or like your spouse, or boyfriend, girlfriend. It feels a little bit stronger than just boyfriend or girlfriend. It feels like, some sort of marriage, or like a very, very close, intimate bond, okay? So I'm going to show you because the very first card, okay, is the Six of Pentacles, right? Which was exactly the very first card for Leo too. But for Leo, it was talking about a certain way of doing business, previously. For you, Virgo, this card came up with two words together and they were paired up. So because what I was seeing was like two pentacles connected, right? It's almost like, things falling into place and locking into each other, right? It's almost like, a zipper or some sort of, bond, right? A bond that is very close together, right? And that is like something, and I mean close together as in like having joint accounts, right? It's like something very practical. That's why I'm talking about marriage, although it could be another sort of relationship that has some sort of very practical aspect to it, right? It's like living together or sharing an office together, or you know uh, you you know what I mean, right? It could be like roommates too, but I'm not getting so much that feeling. It's coming through as like a very typical traditional couple, okay, Virgo? So after the Six of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles, which was exactly the next card also for Leo, right? And they were the King of Pentacles. So although, Virgo, you are the one that is, the earth sign who could be associated with the King of Pentacles, actually I'm seeing you as this Queen of Cups, right? So you are coming through as, you know, it could be flipped, right? But it's like you are coming in as the kind one, the one that is loving, the one that is just that wants to embrace the whole family, right? So just as an archetype, right? Just as something that is easily perceivable as a symbol of what a couple means, right? So if we say that this King of Pentacles, it's like the working father, the working husband that, goes to a regular 9 to 5 job just to, um, be paid and, provide for his family. It's like this is the vibe that I'm getting here, especially because it's all paired up, right? So this is giving me like this energy of like something very traditional, right? Something that locks into place as it is expected, right? So it's the same for this Queen of Cups. It's like the housewife that is very loving, that takes care of the family, takes care of the home. It's like it's very nurturing. It's very nourishing. That's the word. Like she's the one who gives the warmth for the family. Like she's the emotional strong part of the family, and he's the one who has like the financial stability, right? He brings in the money to sustain the family, and she's the one who takes care of the family emotionally. You know what I mean, right? It's like this very traditional picture of everything falling into place. It's like, and to me, the six, right? I've said this before. It's like the six is a number that is very dynamic, but in this a particular case of the Six of Pentacles, and especially because it is so bizarre to me how these two cards were also in the Leo reading yesterday, and they were talking about a slow pace, a slow moving pace, right? So although there is a dynamic, there is flow, there, it's almost like there is harmony, right? This is a household where there is, or there used to be, I should say, a lot of harmony. Things fell into place. It's like if there was like this, you know, list of things that one should pursue in their own life, right? Following this traditional path. It's like all of the boxes have been ticked, right? And this is you. It's almost like your perspective from this is like, this is what I was meant to do. It's like, this is how I express who I am, how I love, how I show my love for others, right? So it's interesting how this is a very archetypical family, right? This is how it's coming through. But it is flowing. It is all falling into place until it's not, Virgo. Okay? So and perhaps this could be just like you know, externally everyone looks at this family, right? Which you are pretty much a very integral part of it, right? As, you know, like an inspiration, right? What an inspiring couple. What an inspiring family. Like, there is, like, everything is perfect. Like, every single person in this family fits the bill. It's like everything is paired up perfectly, right? It works. Until it doesn't. Until there is some sort of like desire to go on your own, I want to say, because we have the Nine of Swords. And it's interesting to me, there is this dialogue in between the cards that are number 9 in this deck in particular, just because there is like one single sword or whatever the suit is in the middle, whereas in the 10, right, in the 10 for each one of the suits, it's like there are always two. So to me, that symbolizes that there is this path that one needs to pursue on their own, and there is a path where, you know, it's going to be shared, right? It's going to be traveled together with somebody. So although everything fits perfectly, although everything is flowing seamlessly, it's like, it's almost like perhaps it's too shallow, or, you know, it has worked for some time, but then it's like there's something that is wrong, or there's some that is creating that itch, creating that agony perhaps, right? It's a pretty drastic card if we talk about the traditional meaning of it, right? And we are talking about a traditional family, or a very like a very expected path, right? A very socially expected way of living, right? So, but there is also like this, I want to say, in your part, Virgo, right? Because it's coming right after you. It's like there is some sort of desire to go beyond, to stretch the limits of the traditional, right? And especially, like, it's almost like I want to see the world for myself, or I want to see who I am beyond this environment, beyond this perfectly dynamic, right? This perfect way of living, right? It's like there is this uh in Portuguese, so because I'm hearing this phrase in Portuguese that is grito de liberdade, that if I were to translate it to English, it would be something like, you know, this desire to scream for freedom, right? To just, it's like walk on your own, right? And set yourself free in a sense. Because there's more I want to say. It's like, yes, you have been expressing your love. Yes, you have been perhaps doing what is expected of a housewife or of a wife, or, you know, it's just how it's coming through, right? Apply however it fits in your situation, Virgo. Um, but it's interesting because this is also something that was missing in the Leo reading, but it was coming through, uh, like it was coming through for Leo through a new partnership, a one partnership that was different from the previous that Leo was used to, right? That was like this lack of the fire in their bellies, right? And for Leos, being this fire sign, it's like it was very like it was like this reawakening of something um, that they have just stabilized, right? So, but for you, Virgo, is different in a sense that you have accomplished also like whatever it was in your list of, you know, a perfect life. It's like you have done it, right? It's like it was all working until there was this desire to see who you are other than those that are part of your life, right? It's like wanting to set yourself free, and it's like this is coming through as like literally wanting to go and explore, right? It's like go, especially with the Ace of Wands, right? It's like this card is talking about some sort of spark, and especially because of this card, you know, all fiery and luminous energies, the sun, right? The fire and the sun, it's like exactly the spark that like creates this fire inside of you, right? This fire of excitement, this fire that sets you free, that liberates you, that allows you to explore something new, that is fun, that is joyful, that is just, you know, spontaneous, is more so. It's like the contrast to what this is not, or what this has. It's like this has become something very expected, right? So what you want is something unexpected to show up. It's like something new that sparks that joy back to you, right? But in a way, I want to say that is, and there's nothing wrong with this one, right? I want to clarify that there's nothing wrong. It's almost like they are just the perfect husband, the perfect, you know, and you, this could be flipped, right? You can be the man in this situation, but it's like the Virgo energy is here with this Queen of Cups, right? So it's like whoever your partner is, it's like it's more so, it's more so like that cliche kind of sentence, right? Between couples that are, you know, just reviewing their relationship, right? It's not about you, it's about me, right? This is what I'm getting here. Because there is this desire in you that perhaps hasn't been explored, at least not to the fullest. It's almost like you have been, you, perhaps it's like this, it's like you have played safe until now, right? And that's also something very valid, right? It's like everything has worked out as was expected, as you wanted it to be, or as you expected it to be, or as you thought it should be because others expected it to be like that, right? But it flowed. It like it had its own harmonious flow, right? There's nothing wrong with this, right? But it's just that what you're craving now, Virgo, I want to say, is like something that just stirs you up, that fires you up, that lights you up, that illuminates you in a sense of being something more spontaneous and joyful and I want to say like carefree, right? Adventurous. It's like there is this desire to explore, especially like your individuality, right? It's like put yourself in a situation that perhaps includes, and it's interesting because for the Leo reading, it was the Ten of Swords, right? So their risky situation, the risk that they were considering, if it was, you know, interesting to get into or to accept, was proposed by another. For you, Virgo, it's almost like your risk is going on your own because perhaps you have lived your life always with this person or always with another person. So it's almost like you only know about who you are in relation to another. It's like you don't know who you are on your own, right? And if we think of the sun as being your essence, right, your purest light, who you are, it's like, you know, this is your own light. It's like it's not going to be dimmed by anybody else. Not that a partnership is, you know, dimming each other's light. It should be actually the opposite. It should be enhancing. But, and that's the thing, it's like I don't feel like there is this dimming on purpose or anything like that. It's more so like there's also this word that I'm hearing, but it's in Portuguese, subserviente. I don't really know how to translate that, but it feels more so like you are always serving. It's like you are always ready to serve, right? It's like this caring wife that it's almost like you are playing it safe, right? Whatever this partner says, or what, it's almost like they it doesn't feel like some sort of order or, you know, that they control the situation, but it feels like your caring personality or your loving aspect is just so uh, serving, right? I don't know how to explain that, but it's like you're always ready to do things for others or do things for this one, right? And leave yourself last. Like you like you have never prioritized yourself, right? And for the first time, Virgo, I feel like there is this scream for freedom to see who you are, right? To put yourself in a risky position of allowing yourself to be more carefree, to be more spontaneous. And that may be some sort of it's like a return of who you were, right? Because we're ending here after the sun with the Six of Cups. So it's interesting because in the Leo reading, there was also, it was ending the first part with the Six of Wands, right? Which was, you know, what it's like this energy that's like the spark that's needed to stir things up, to move things in a new way. But it's interesting how your reading too is ending with another six, but this time is the Six of Cups just because of this. It's like, that's the thing. It's like you have never stopped being yourself. It's just that perhaps you have, it's almost like loving so much others that you forget, you know, you typically forget to love yourself first, or to, you know, before you can love others to the fullest, which is what you want, right? Ultimately, it's like you have to be this spontaneous self that is like, you know, shining your light to the maximum, right? But it's almost like perhaps things got so into a routine, right? So expected that the spontaneity of just doing something different, or, you know, thinking about yourself first, because perhaps you were, you know, so used to serving this other because it was the way that you were showing your love, right? It's like you grew used to showing your love and demonstrating how much you are a loving and caring person by doing things for the other and not for yourself, right? Because perhaps you thought that that would be selfish or whatever it was. But there is this desire, and I want to say like a growing desire, that perhaps it's like this thing that now is running from Leo to you, that is wanting to be freed, wanting to be also experienced and expressed, right? And just lived in a way that you can know yourself. And I want to say, re-know yourself again, because I feel like with the Six of Cups, it's like you are this person that is spontaneous, that, you know, you have this zest for life, you have this hunger for life that wants to live different adventures and experience things that are, you know, illuminating to who you are, right? It's like your essence, a new beginning that sparks this joy for who you are, and to experience this on your own, to know who you are and to re-know or to remember who you are, right? It's like there is this remembrance that is needed um to stir up a thing or two. It's like if things are paired up, it's almost like this remembrance has to do of when you weren't paired up, perhaps, of, you know, if you have been like, you know, dating over and over again, like, you know, you have been in a relationship and then that ended, but straight away you were back into another relationship. It's like, you know, those bonds that were like always, it's like that is what you've known, perhaps your adult life, right? And it's like this, you know, the sun card in the traditional tarot, right? It has this child riding on the back of a horse, right? So it is very carefree, and it's talking about youth, right? So remember when you weren't in those relationships, when you were carefree, when you were just playing around and, you know, going on adventures that sparked joy. It's like, remember that. And that's the thing also, it doesn't have to be like, you know, breaking up a relationship or breaking up a marriage or ending any sort of relationship that you are involved, you know, with this King of Pentacles, is perhaps like just expressing this desire that you want to go on a trip or a retreat, or, you know, you want to do something for yourself, right? Because it's like you want to remember who you were, right? Just to bring that spontaneity back. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you if you resonated with this. But I'm going to pull more card, Virgo, to see where this is going, and, you know, if this is, you know, continuing to connect with the Leo reading or not. Let's see. But as well as the cards, I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you, and you can find the link down below here in the description box. But if not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.